Thank you. Also, let me tell you something. This is my 6-hour special, and I'm very, very grateful that I have this opportunity. Yeah. I tell people a lot, and it's true, that I really didn't think this was in the cards for me. I didn't think about this ever when I started out in entertainment. I really thought the highlight of my career was many, many years ago when I booked the international campaign to be the spokesman for Subway. Now, that's a real thing. That really happened to me. It took 10 auditions. And when I got the call that I had booked this job, I had the same thought that many of you are probably having right now, which is, what about Jared, Jared, the now former spokesman, was really prominent in advertising at this time. So when I got the call that I was the new spokesman, I asked them, I was like, wait, am I replacing Jared? And they were like, fuck no. See, if you don't know this man's story, he used to weigh 500 pounds. And he would go to his local Subway, and he would order a 6-inch turkey sub, and he'd go on long walks. And over the course of several years, he lost nearly 300 pounds. Well, Subway did a one-time commercial that was so successful, they named him the permanent spokesman. But the problem was... they could only use Jared to promote their healthy subs. And they needed someone that looked like they could shit standing up, right? That's where your boy came in. So I was like, wait a minute, Jared's gonna say, eat the turkey sub and eat the veggie sub. What am I gonna say? And they're like, you're gonna say, don't forget we have a meatball sub, too. I was like, okay, I can do that. But my next question was more relevant. I was like, wait, Jared plays himself. He's Jared. Am I playing Tom, the comedian, in these commercials? And they're like, no, no, no. Jared will remain Jared. You, Tom, are gonna play his derelict brother who's a mess and eats like a fucking raccoon. I was like, okay, I can do that. I go, so I'm a character. And they go, yes, you're a character. I go, great, what's my name? And they go, Jerome. I took a beat and I go, that's a black guy's name. And I'll never forget the chief marketing officer of Subway looked me dead in my face and he goes, anybody can be named Jerome. I go, yeah, anybody can be named Tanner. It's a fucking white guy's name, isn't it? So he goes, we'll take your concerns back to the board. 2 weeks later, I am in New York City, and I'm doing a wardrobe fitting to start shooting the commercials. This guy walks into my dressing room, and he goes, hey, everybody agreed with your name issue. And I go, no shit. What's the new name? Jeff? Jason? He goes, Germaine. I go, that is way blacker. Am I wearing gold fronts in these commercials? He goes, it's settled, I don't want to talk about it. I go, okay. And then we shot commercials, you guys. We shot a bunch of commercials. And then we went on hiatus, and we were gonna shoot 6 more commercials to launch this massive campaign. Well, the marketing guy resigned, a new guy came in, and he killed the ads. So I got the call. They go, it's over. These are never gonna air. You don't get the contract. This is not happening. And I got so depressed. I was like, this was my big shot. It slipped through my fingers. I'm never gonna have another opportunity like this again. I just couldn't see the light. And then, about 10 years went by. And one day, I turned on the television, and our old buddy Jared was on TV too, only it wasn't a Subway commercial. It was the evening news. And they were reporting that Jared was being sentenced to 19 years in prison for child pornography. And I dropped to my knees. I was like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you for taking that away when you did. I'm sorry I ever doubted you. I will never do it again. Because if that campaign had aired, it would have been 10 years of us doing commercials together, being on billboards together, doing public appearances together. And the day that awful news dropped about him, all of you would have seen me on the street and been like, hey, Germaine! I'd be like, what? I'm Tom. And you go, shut up, you black piece of shit. What? And you go, you fucking knew. You fucking knew. And I go, I don't know anything. I don't know what to say, man. Eat fresh. I'm sorry. So I'm glad this worked out. This is way more fun. So thank you for being here. And yeah. I do still have his phone number, if you're wondering. I did try sending him a link one time to adult porn, because I thought he wouldn't like it. But yeah, you get to that point in your relationship where you're like, all right, I'm writing it out with this one, right? But you can't help sometimes to think about who it could have been. Don't you ever play that game? You think back and you think about one, and you're like, oof, Jesus, I really dodged a bullet there. Then you think about another one, and you're like, that could have been cool. You think about all of them, you know? I had one hit me the other day. I was remembering that I studied abroad. I did a semester in Madrid. And I remembered one time an American classmate of mine came up to me, and he goes, hey, I'm going to Tunisia this weekend, North Africa. Do you want to come? And I go, not really, no. And then he called me out. He goes, when will you ever have the chance to see a place like that after such a short flight? You really should go. And I thanked him. I said, you're right, I'm coming. We went to Tunisia. We checked into a hotel. We see this beautiful woman in the lobby, and we approach her together, but we're gentlemen. I go, hey, we're American students. We're studying in Spain. We're here for the weekend. And she goes, I'm French. I'm traveling alone. I'm looking for heroin today. And my friend goes, she's yours. And then he just walked away. And I was like, let's see where it goes, you know? And we rode camels, you know, we tried to score some H. And then we're in her room later, and we're making out, and it's starting to heat up. And I want to make this very clear to everybody. I stop her, and I go, I got to tell you something. I don't have a condom, and no offense, I think I need one. And she goes, you don't need a condom. I go, ah. Okay, so you said so, and I'm dumb. So we did what we did, and then I go back to my room, and my friend's there. He goes, where have you been? I go, the French girl. I just hooked up with her. And his first question, he goes, you have a condom? And I go, no. And his face dropped. He goes, you're gonna die. And I go, I am gonna die. I didn't sleep 1 second. In the morning, I go downstairs for breakfast, for fucking Tunisian breakfast. There was like dates and hummus. I was like, you're gonna eat this first thing in the morning and wash it down with coffee? You're gonna shit some memories out right now. So I ate, I shat, and I saw her. She knew something was up. She's like, what is wrong with you? I go, last night, we did what we did, and we didn't use protection. And she goes, that's okay. And I go, no, it's not. And she goes, it's okay because I take medicine. I go, why do you take medicine? Is your T-cell count like 12 or something? She goes, I take medicine to not make babies. I go, the pill? You think I'm worried about getting you pregnant? How would you even find me? You just gonna write a letter? Dear America. A man calling himself Big Daddy Kane fucked me in North Africa. And she goes, calm down. I go, I can't. This woman reached into her purse and pulled out pills. I didn't even ask what they were. I was just like, oh. What was that? Vitamin C? She goes, Xanax. You just ate 3 Xanax. And now you're gonna relax, you big baby. And like a minute later, I go, mm-hmm. I am relaxed. And then we went up to her room and we had unprotected sex again. And that's how I got AIDS. I don't know. I've never been tested, and guess what, guys? I'm not gonna be. Because it's better not to know. At this point, I've got it, my wife's got it, the boys have got it, Seven's got it. Oh yeah, for sure. Bill Belichick definitely has it. But you know what? I feel good skinny. So thank you, AIDS, and thank you, Milwaukee. You guys were the best. Thanks very much. Have a great night. Thank you. Fun places. You learn things sometimes when you travel. You know, you pick up on things. A few weeks ago, we were in Augusta, Georgia, the Coke Zero of their cities. And Augusta is quite famous, if you don't know. It's the home of Augusta National, which is a country club and golf course where they play arguably the most famous tournament in all of golf, appropriately titled the Masters. It's a curious name choice for the Deep South. Now, perhaps a different pronunciation when they named it? Master? So, I didn't name it, it was built. The club was built in 1933 by what I would call top shelf whites. The whitest whites. Whites so white, they sang white songs during their backswings, like, I'm white. No rhythm or flow, more of a statement, you know? Now, the club is also notorious for having a very exclusionary past. They are not a big fan of others. So, we spent all day there, and I decided to look it up. I looked up, when did they let in their first black member? And I'll give you guys a hint, it's later than you think. Are you ready? 1990. Yeah, they waited. They were like, maybe things will go back to the way they were. I don't know. You don't want to act too fast. You don't put on a raincoat just because it's drizzling. You know what I'm saying, brother? Then I looked up, when did they let in their first female member? 2012. That's how much women ruin a good time for men. I mean, you get it, right? They went to the most racist guys in our country. Guys who their whole lives was just about hating black people with everything inside of them. And when those guys were presented with the question, whom would you rather hang out with? Black guys or women? And they were like, give us all the blacks you got. We will learn their fancy handshakes. I don't give a fuck. I don't want some broad yapping in my ear, ruining my Sunday round. Come on, Germaine, let me show you how we do this. Get you a tea. What's with all the dancing? You gonna do that after every hole? Okay. I got me a birdie. All right, so are you fans of documentaries?